Realme has just launched its 7 series, which includes the 7 and the 7 Pro. Now, for today's review, we'll only be looking at the Realme 7, which will go on to replace the Realme 6. Now, if you remember the Realme 6, which launched around March this year, it did introduce some segment-first features such as a hole punch cutout and even a high refresh rate display. And if you look at the sub 15,000 rupees segment at the moment, it currently is the only phone at around 15,000 rupees to offer a 90Hz refresh rate display. Now the Realme 7 has some pretty big shoes to fill, and it's time to see how much of an improvement it really makes over the Realme 6. Now from my perspective, I think it offers three major upgrades over its predecessor. Number one is the SoC, secondly it's a bigger battery, and thirdly it's a brand new primary camera. Hi, I'm Royden and you're watching Gadgets 360, and this is my review of the brand new Realme 7. Now before we begin, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also that bell icon so you're the first to know whenever we have a new video. No new Realme smartphone is complete without a new design for the back. The Realme 7 features a mirror split design which creates some interesting patterns when light hits it. Now, side by side, the Realme 7 looks practically identical to the Realme 6. But given the additional weight, one-handed texting or snapping a photo can get fatiguing really quickly. However, the rear camera module now has a slightly different design compared to the Realme 6. Overall, the Realme 7 looks fresh and new from the back, which the company desperately needed since the rest of the phone hasn't really changed much. Overall, the Realme 7 is solidly built for a budget phone. However, I'm not too happy about the increase in weight, which does make it quite cumbersome to use on a daily basis. The display is a 6.5-inch Full HD Plus LCD panel with a hole punch cutout and Corning Gorilla Glass 3 for scratch protection. Realme has stuck to the 90Hz refresh rate from the 6. The display can get very bright and colors are nicely saturated. The Realme 7 is the first phone to debut the MediaTek Helio G95 SoC. This is an updated version of the Helio G90T, which was seen in the Realme 6, but it's not a major upgrade. The base variant has 6GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, and then there's a second variant that I'm reviewing which has 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. Performance is pretty satisfactory. Navigating through the interface felt snappy and apps were generally quick to load. The 90Hz refresh rate made scrolling through the menus feel smooth. The Realme 7 uses Realme UI based on Android 10, which worked very well. There's also a good selection of live wallpapers and plenty of utilities such as Smart Sidebar, a built-in screen recorder, and several gestures and shortcuts that you can use. Face recognition and the side-mounted fingerprint sensor are also quick. The Realme 7 is good with games too. Battle Prime looked great at the highest graphics settings and gameplay was smooth. Racing titles such as CarX Drift Racing 2 also offer a good experience. Now the GameSpace app helps organize all your games in one place and lets you easily access things such as screen recording and WhatsApp messages while playing a game. Now the Realme 7 didn't get too hot when stressed, and I only noticed a bit of mild heating around the camera module, but nothing too serious. Realme also says that it's used a carbon fiber cooling system this time around, which seemed to be doing its job pretty well. Watching videos was a fairly enjoyable experience on the Realme 7. Now you don't get any frills like HDR support, but it does handle the basics well. The speaker on the bottom gets quite loud, but I found the quality to be quite average. Now coming to the battery, the Realme 7 gets a chunky 5000 mAh battery, which is a big upgrade over the 4300 mAh capacity in the Realme 6. Even with medium to heavy usage, I easily got a day and a half of runtime on one charge. Now for some perspective, the Realme 7 ran for a little over 24 hours in our HD video loop test, which is excellent. Thankfully, you can charge the battery fairly quickly too. The Realme 7 ships with a 30-watt Dart Charge fast charger, which can take it from 0 to 100 in about 65 minutes. Now the third big change in the Realme 7 is the main rear camera. It's still 64 megapixels, however Realme has used a Sony IMX682 sensor in place of the Samsung GW1 sensor in the Realme 6. Now the company says that it's also used a new ultra high definition algorithm for the 64 megapixel mode, which promises better clarity and details compared to the Realme 6. Let's see this for ourselves. Here are two 64 megapixel photos taken with the Realme 7 and the 6. Now if we zoom in all the way to a specific portion on the buildings, we can see that the Realme 6 captured a cleaner image with lesser grain, but textures were heavily smoothened out. The Realme 7 retained better textures but at the cost of having some grain in the photo. However, when shooting in the default photo mode, there's a noticeable improvement in the pixel binned images captured by the Realme 7. We can see improved dynamic range and exposure with better details compared to the Realme 6. Low-light photos also looked cleaner with lesser grain. Shots captured using night mode also look more pleasing compared to what the Realme 6 could produce. Overall, the new sensor is slightly better than the old one, and that's never a bad thing. The Realme 7 does a good job with close-ups too. Details and colors were often very good and the autofocus worked well. However, the rest of the cameras are still pretty similar to the Realme 6, both in terms of specifications and also the type of photos that you can expect. Now, the ultra-wide-angle camera captures a wider perspective, but details and colors are weaker compared to the main sensor. Portrait shots generally looked good and you get the option to adjust the background blur before shooting. The 2-megapixel macro camera is not great and even photos taken in broad daylight looked quite poor. I found the 16-megapixel selfie camera to be strictly okay. Selfies taken during the day looked decent, but HDR could have been handled better. Portrait mode is useful and it manages to correctly crop out the background. Now, in the evenings or at night, you can get usable selfies provided there are bright enough light sources around you. You also get night mode, but selfies look over-sharpened in my experience. The Realme 7 can shoot videos at up to 4K but without stabilization. Colors were a bit on the warmer side. Videos shot with a wide-angle camera are stabilized, but details were poor and the resolution was limited to 1080p. Now, in my testing, Ultra Steady mode offered the best stabilization, but the frame is heavily cropped and footage tends to look a bit soft. Videos shot in low light look grainy and details are weak. I'd say don't even bother recording with the ultra-wide-angle camera and just stick with the main one in low light. Now, the camera app also features some extra utilities including Starry mode, which we first saw on the Realme X3 Super Zoom. Now, the Realme 7 isn't a major update over the Realme 6, however, it's still a good refresh with its bigger battery and better primary rear camera. Overall performance is very good too. Battery life is excellent and the 90Hz display makes general usage feel smooth and fluid. Now, the Realme 7 also looks great, but it is heavier and thicker compared to the Realme 6, which I'm not a big fan of. And also, video performance in general could have been better. I think Realme 6 owners need not worry about upgrading as there's little to gain with the Realme 7. However, if you don't own a Realme 6, then the base variant of the Realme 7 is still a pretty decent buy if you want a high refresh rate display and are on a tight budget. So that was my review of the brand new Realme 7. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, for all things tech, log on to Gadgets360.com.